Forget what they told you. Forget what they said. Forget all the lies and the stories that you make up in your head. 'Cause it ain't a question of things working out. Everything will unfold as it does without a doubt. But you've survived your life up to this point. Every obstacle and disappointment. So don't try to pretend that this is the end. You are so much more than you give yourself credit for. So take it easy, baby. It's okay. Everything's a cycle, and this too shall pass away. So do what you can for the moment, but your worrying won't help. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Oh, don't forget to be kind to yourself. Maybe you're tired, maybe you're lost, maybe you're worried about the future or the past for what it cost. But did you know you have all that you need? Every tool required to set yourself free. If you wanna go get it, the time is now. You only take what you allow. So don't try to pretend that this is the end. You are so much more than you give yourself credit for. So take it easy, baby. It's okay. Everything's a cycle, and this too shall pass away. So do what you can for a moment, but you're living in hell. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Oh, don't forget to be kind to yourself. Be praying for rain. Baby, don't you know that is what your feet are for? To stand still until the storm passes by, or dig a new well when the water runs dry. Balance. That is what you're aiming for. So take it easy, baby. It's okay. Everything's a cycle, and this too shall pass away. So do what you can for a moment, but you're worrying hell. Don't forget to be kind to yourself. Oh, don't forget to be kind Did I do it? Did I do it? I did it. Oh, thanks, Grandpa Joe. All right, I can't find it. We're just going to do that. Okay. Holy wow, y'all. I said, when she's like, will you do August 9th? I'm like, sure. Are you doing the music too? Yes, I'm a professional. Right? Shoot. Ooh, so when some time ago, it's been months and months, I guess probably at a staff meeting or something, Trish brought up, hey, I'm thinking about doing a series on the artist way. And I said, yes, immediately, yes, let's do that. Absolutely. Because I'd done the artist way 20 years ago already. When I was starting my music career, I had quit my job as a teacher to do music full time. And I had zero idea what I was doing. No plan, no idea what I was doing. I had one singular goal, and that was to make it. Right? I didn't even know what that meant. Okay, all I knew is that if I was going to quit my job and walk away from the 401k and the health insurance and the regular paycheck, then I better go for gold. Right? Probably within the first year of my career, someone said to me, have you heard of the Artist Way? You should read the Artist Way. I was like, okay, I'd never heard of it. But sure enough, within 7 to 10 days, it shows up at a Goodwill. And I bought it for like $3. And it changed the trajectory of my entire career and essentially my life, right? Because up until then, I had one singular goal, right? Just one goal to focus way out there. Didn't know how I was going to get there. That. And the Artist Way led me to revolving my focus around the experience. And thank God, because I am certain that with, a couple fallouts, a couple failures, and a really big disappointment, I'd have quit. I would have. I know me. I would have quit. But revolving my focus around the experience then allowed my art to guide me to the next step, and the next step, and the next step. And I'm really, really, really grateful, because how I consider success now at this point, at 49, because I just turned 49 last week, is that success is that I have zero regrets. I have zero regrets. So maybe that one time in Jonesboro, Arkansas, that's a whole nother story time in a different day. So I am considered, by society's definition and by trade, an artist. Yes, I am. I'm an artist. But as such, I'm here to inform you all that you are all artists. All of you. And I know this because I see you. You walk in here every week, and I interact with you, and I talk to you, and I hug you, and I see you, and you are art. Whatever it is you've been called to do, and I know you've been called to do something, it's why you're here. And it's why you keep coming back to Unity Denver, because you know you've been called to do something. Whatever it is you've been called to do, that is your art. Music just happens to be my medium. But whatever it is you've been called to do is your art. So, we're heading into week 8. Yes? Yes, week 8. Reclaiming. That's when reclaiming a sense of strength. I was like, what am I talking about today? I don't even know. Reclaiming a sense of strength. So if we're going to do that, let's get on the same page about what strength is, because there's a lot of imposters out there, a lot of things we've been taught to equal strength, or that exemplifies strength. And it's a load of crap. is what it is. Okay, so let's go to what strength is not. Okay, strength is not control. Right? Control feels strong because it gives us the sense of certainty, but that is an illusion. Perfectionism. That one. I mean, we call it excellence, but really, I think it's usually the fear of being seen before we're ready. Self-sacrifice. Imposter. We have been taught, most of us, especially women, I know, have been taught that the more you give until you're empty, that's noble. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's self-sabotage. Don't do it. Stoicism, never crying, never letting anyone in on your struggle, never asking for help. Not strength. Carrying everyone else's burdens. It's not a flex. It's not. That busyness. I do that too. Constant productivity. And then I call it my purpose. No, it's just busyness. Even these words feel... Liz, she's like, that. Oh man, that's me. Liz is the busiest bee you'll ever meet. Okay, that's it, but I don't think that's what you're doing. Look, I'm with you every day. We're just trying to hold this place together. So these words even control perfectionism, self-sacrifice, stoicism. The words themselves are hard, right? They feel hard. And hardness is not the same thing as strength. Oak trees snap in hurricanes. Reeds bend and survive. We don't need to become harder. We're being asked to become truer, more real. Because creative strength isn't built by becoming invincible. It's built by becoming increasingly impossible to separate yourself from your authentic voice. That is strength. But what is your authentic voice? Most of the time, we don't even know. We don't even know what our authentic voice is because when you were born into this life, we weren't given an instruction manual on how to navigate it. And we didn't come with an instruction manual for our parents either, and they could screw it up like it was their job. Right? And so we come into a world with no experience, no knowledge of it. We just take this world on faith. And we let others tell us who we are, our parents and siblings, extended family, school, church, social media in general. They are telling us who we are. So how do we know what our authentic voice is? Well, to discover our artistry, our little artist inside, we're going to have to unlearn some things. We have to unbecome some things. Unlearn shame. Unlearn blame. Because the truth is, when you were born with the potential of the entire spectrum. Even as you sit here now, you hold the potential of the entire spectrum. But someone a long, long time ago told you otherwise, and you believed them. It's time to unlearn the limitations that we are so conditioned to believe. And it is time to take responsibility for energy we bring into an experience. So some of the forms of real strength are sometimes look almost invisible, right? So presence, honesty, especially with yourself, vulnerability, flexibility, boundaries, compassion, patience, curiosity, wonder, hope. None of these require domination. None of these require hardness. We've been taught that strength It's how strong we hold on. But ask the trees in autumn. Ask the tide. Ask your own lungs. Life survives because it knows how to release. Strength has never been a clenched fist. Strength has always been the open hand, the hand that builds, the hand that blesses, the hand that receives, the hand that lets go, but somehow never lets go of itself. Strength is the capacity to remain deeply yourself in the presence of pressure. That's a lot. And the beginning of this chapter, Julia Cameron says, and it hit me right here in the heart. One of the most difficult tasks an artist must face is a primal one. Artistic survival. Okay. Look, when you quit your job to go on the road full time and you have no plan and no idea how you're supposed to do it, survival is paramount, right? But every artist must learn the art of surviving loss. These are blocks that happen that keep the creativity from flowing. You're going to have loss of money, loss of hope, loss of face, loss of self-belief. And it's good. That's how it happens. That is artistry. That is art. That's what art is. And I'll tell you, every respected artist that you know, or that you follow, especially on social media, that you love their work, you follow their work, you follow them, I promise you, you're only getting the highlight reel. You don't get the underbelly. You don't get the underneath and in between. I promise you that. Because that's part of the process. And usually that block becomes harder to surpass or whatever. Give me a word. No, don't worry about it. So it's harder to, stop it. It's harder to cross or to unblock because we have what my mother called Art Spurs. My mom was an elementary music teacher, and she made it her mission to create the strongest foundation in K through 5 to make sure that they knew that they were little artists and that music could save their life because it saved hers and then subsequently saved mine. And usually that happens, in my experience, I have noticed, in academia, right? I started out as a music education major, and then I switched to music performance, and then I switched to music business. Didn't end up with any of those. Ended up with fine arts, minor in music. You want to know why? Because they will squeeze the love of music right out of you. They'll squeeze the love of art right out of you because there's so many professors and doctorates. You know what I'm talking about. So at doctors, and all they do, they call them juries. We're performing every day of the week, and they're sitting in a line in front of you, and they pick you apart, and they deconstruct it. But rarely do they give you any kind of encouragement. Because they're trying to make the best little robots in music as they possibly can make. So there's this deconstruction of work, but seldom appreciated. And you know, whenever you think all these people are telling you what you're not, and they think that they know all of the things because they've been in it for so long and they've been following the rules. I don't understand rules in art. That doesn't make any sense to me. They're telling me I can't have parallel fifths and parallel octaves. And I'm like, I am an artist. If I want parallel fifths, that's what I shall have. Right? Now you do need to have a basic, I was told this finally later from an amazing musician that finally got it through my thick skull, was like, look, you have to know the basics. so that you can communicate with other musicians. You have to know the basics so that you don't look ignorant when you do break the rules. And I was like, oh, okay. But don't be so informed that you forget how to imagine. That is art. And to recover our sense of hope and courage to create, we must acknowledge and mourn these scars and these losses that are blocking us. Because these losses can absolutely become a gain. It's just information. Thank God that's what I did. Because look, I had more misses than I had hits. For sure. We could sit and talk about them one day, but I might just feel bad about myself, so we won't do that. But I'm telling you that there was way more misses and way more screw-ups than there were hits, okay? And that is all part of the process. So age and time and product and process, in fact. I'm too old for that. How many times have you thought that or heard that? I say, Doris, you're not the only one. Y'all, come on now. Look, I'm too old for that. Like, I do that. I keep doing that. I'm doing that now. 49, I'm almost 50. I can't do that. Do you know how old I'll be by the time I learn how to play the piano? The same age you'll be if you don't. And my favorite line in this whole book. Oh, it's so beautifully dramatic. Julia Cameron is an artist because she's so dramatic, just like me. In the prerequisite is a little bit crazy, so don't worry, y'all are fine. So just that at the heart, listen, at the heart of the anorexia of artistic avoidance, alliteration, there it is. The anorexia of artistic avoidance is the denial of process. That is the artistry. The finished product is not the art. The artistry is the process of getting there. She said, we like to focus on having learned a skill or on having made an artwork. And this attention to final form ignores the fact that creativity lies not in the done, but in the doing. Which leads us to filling out the form. I don't know why she calls it filling out the form. I don't like that. Most artists don't. I don't want to fill out a form. but the point is, it's just the idea is that, like, you have to do the little small steps that you don't see from your respected artists. I play my guitar every day. Maybe just for 3 minutes, but every day I pick it up. And it's just automatic now. I just see it and I pick it up, you know? If I'm in anywhere and there's a piano, I sit down and play it. I do not ask permission. I only ask for forgiveness. Okay? If there's a piano, I play it. But also the little things, just like if you're writing a screenplay, that's why you're doing the morning pages. It's every day. You're just not because you're writing a screenplay. I mean, maybe you're writing a screenplay. I don't know. But like, it's just the act of doing it every day. It releases some blocks so you can get creativity moving, because creativity wants to move. Because art is creation. Life is creation. Life is art. And it's just little things. So you just start. You don't have to know what you're doing. I'm proof of that. You don't have to know anything. Just start. Look, YouTube started out as a dating service. Did you know that? It ain't going to be about the finished product. It will never probably be what you envisioned it to be. Ever. Ever. YouTube started as a dating service. Lamborghini started as a tractor company. Just start. Just start. The littlest thing, Viagra was a heart medication. Just start. Just start somewhere. You'll never know unless you just start. And you don't have to know what you're doing. You don't have to know what you're doing at all. That's when you screw up and then it gives you information and you're like, oh, that didn't work, so let's go this direction. That's how I've learned anything in my life. It wasn't school. I mean, maybe a little bit, but it wasn't. It's just trial and error. Trial and error. Trish hates it. about me. She hates it. She does not. She's like, you don't know what you're doing, are you? I'm like, absolutely not. I'm just pushing buttons, seeing what happens. I come at life experimentally. It freaks people out, but I'm an artist. Okay? That's what I do. So tell me, where in your life have you mistaken endurance for strength? What if true strength is no longer agreeing to carry what is breaking you? What if the strongest version of you isn't waiting somewhere in the future, but buried beneath everything you've learned to survive? If your soul could define strength without using the words success, achievement, productivity, what would it call strength instead? So I do have some, what are those questions called, Liz? Reflection questions, thank you. This has actually made me, it's been, because you know what, I did this 20 years ago and I'm like, yeah, let's do it, easy peasy, I've already done it, right? No, I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago. I'm not even close to the same place I was. This has been kicking my butt. I don't know, have you been doing it? Have you been going along doing the morning pages? Has it been kicking your butt? Has it been kicking your butt? I know, right? But so necessary. It has made me entirely reflect on the last 20 years of my career. And I should write a book. I should write a book because it's ridiculous, is what it is. Ridiculous, Jelaine. It's ridiculous. So do we have the questions?
They're in the bulletin.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I thought they were a slide. No, my bad. Look, I don't know how these things work. I just show up, look pretty, and sing. Okay? No. So they're in the bulletin, okay? But I'm going to go over them with you. Because I got real happy about these questions. I came up with reflection questions. What part of you has never stopped believing in your becoming, even when you did? There's a something in there that didn't stop believing in your becoming because you're here. Because you're here. If your life were no longer organized around avoiding disappointment, what would become possible? Plenty. What if your strength has never been the ability to hold everything together, but the courage to become someone new when everything falls apart? I'm looking at that right now, staring down the barrel of becoming someone entirely new, because when everything changes, change everything. If your soul could interrupt your thoughts for just one sentence this morning, what do you hope it would say? And what have you been rehearsing for so long that you've forgotten the performance has already begun? Woo. Yeah? I mean, that feels deep to me. I don't know about you, but I don't know, rough crowd. I don't know. Like, of course I'm an artist, so I feel everything so deeply and dramatically. And cinemagraphically, that's what I call my life. I'm just cinematographic. You should see me in Walmart with my earbuds. Full on choreography in the produce aisle. I'm not kidding. I teach some people a few things in the produce aisle with my earbuds. Anyway. So let's think about that for a second, and we're gonna we're gonna meditate our way out of this. We meditated our way into it. We're gonna meditate our way out of it. Okay? Sound good to you? Okay, great. So go ahead, Sydney. I'm gonna tell you also, I love my Unitics. Thank you. They've really become family. When you play together, when you vibrate together and you make frequency magic, it's pretty magical. So I love you. All right, so let's go ahead and close our eyes. Relax your shoulders. Let your tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Take a slow, gentle breath. Allow your jaw to unclench. And rest your hands exactly where they are. Nothing to hold. Nothing to prove. Nothing to become for the next few moments. Just be here. There is a version of you beneath the schedules and the expectations, beneath every role you've learned to play. Before anyone told you who you should be, before you even knew what that word success meant, before fear convinced you that your worth needed defending, there was simply you. Whole. Creative. Alive. What if strength has never been about holding everything together? What if strength is the quiet willingness to return again and again to the truest part of yourself? The part that's been quietly waiting, without resentment or impatience, simply hoping that one day you would come home. Notice what you've been carrying. Not that you chose it, it's just somewhere along the way you believed you had to. Maybe someone else's expectations, or an old story about who you are. Maybe it's a voice that says, not yet, not enough. Who do you think you are? You don't have to fight those voices today. Simply notice them. And imagine setting them in that basket beside you. Just a moment. Just allowing yourself to remember what it feels like to stand without them. Feel the ground beneath you. And the breath moving through you. Life has carried you this far because something within you never stopped reaching toward the light. That something is still there. So today, may we trust the quiet wisdom has always been speaking beneath the noise. May we have the courage to disappoint fear before we disappoint our own soul. May we choose curiosity over certainty, presence over perfection, creation over comparison. May we remember that every act of love, every honest conversation, brushstroke, song, every seed planted in kindness is a universe continuing to work through willing hands, through our hands. And when we forget, may we be gentle enough with ourselves to begin again. Because beginning again is not failure. Beginning again is strength. Take one more slow breath. Notice what's shifted, even if only by the smallest degree. And carry that with you today as something that has always belonged to you. And together we whisper, and so it is. I want to use my art wherever I am. When I speak, I seek to inspire. I want to be the kind of love, I want to be the embodiment of love. The kind of love that steadies the breath and regulates heartbeat. The kind of love that cannot help but reach out and impact every entity in my proximity. And I want that love to be accessible to anyone who is willing and able to receive it, knowing that everyone has that ability. Because when we know our worth, and we know that we are worth, we embody that, and that we're worth that kind of love, then we crave it. So we seek it. And we have no other choice but to be it. And when we get to the point where we are all seeking love, that is when the world will start to heal. When you seek hope, the struggle will start to ease. When you seek peace, the anger will recede. When you seek answers, the answers will be revealed. And when you seek love, then the world will start to heal. Listen to what your heart tells you. Go back to why you started. What do you see? It will move throughout your day. When you seek change, then you'll begin to feel. And if you seek love, then the world will start to heal. Listen to what your heart tells you. Go back to why you started. What do joy. The pain will start to fade. Seek inspiration, it will move throughout your day. When you seek change, you'll begin to feel. And if you seek love, then the world will start to heal. If you seek love, then the world will start to heal. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, gonna let it shine, shine. Everybody say, shine, shine, let it go, shine, shine, hey, hey, shine, shine. When there's light in the soul, when there's light in the soul, there is beauty in the person.
There is beauty in the person.
When there's beauty in the person,
When there's beauty in the person.
there is harmony in the whole.
There is harmony in the whole.
Oh, when there's harmony in the whole,
When there's harmony in the whole.
there is honor in the nation.
Honor in the nation.
When there's honor in the nation,
Honor in the nation.
there is peace in the world. No more living in fear.
No more living in fear.
We're gonna let it shine. Hey, no more living in fear. We're gonna let it shine. No more living in fear. We're gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine, shine. Everybody say, shine, shine. You know you got to shine, shine. You make me so proud.